Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 11.
It's a taste of winter heading into the overnight for parts of the Bluegrass region. We'll run down who had the greatest threat for a little frozen precipitation coming up.
It's changed. I can't do nothing. It's changed everything.
A man left badly injured after a crash in eastern Kentucky. Now he's raising questions about the guardrail his car hit.
And what central Kentucky drivers are telling us about those falling prices at the gas pumps. WKYT News at 11 starts now.
Good evening to you. After a mild weekend, it feels more like winter across the Bluegrass tonight. Temperatures drop throughout the day.
It is pretty nasty out there tonight. For some of us, we could see a wintry mix overnight, and we begin tonight with our chief meteorologist, Chris Bailey. He shows us what's on the First Alert Defender right now. How about it, Chris?
Yeah, guys, if you're traveling northbound on Interstate 75, first thing tomorrow morning, potential is there for at least little frozen stuff into the northern part of the Bluegrass State. That's where a winter weather advisory, actually a freezing rain advisory, is out into northern Kentucky, Covington, Cincinnati, and that Lexington, Frankfort, Richmond. We are not included in that. Live First Alert Defender is picking up on a little bit of maybe some sleet and some light freezing rain. We've got some pockets of temperatures that are right at 32 degrees in northern Kentucky. For the rest of the area, though, south of that, we're just seeing some plain old chilly rains across the Lexington metro. We've kind of dried it up just a little bit over the past few hours. Versailles, Lawrenceburg, BG Parkway, heading into Nicholasville and Lexington. Another little round of some rain is on the way. And additional rains are beginning to flare up back to our west and southwest. And everything that is out there to the west and southwest will continue to work its way on into town, even to the south of Louisville. Notice how Defender's picking up on just a little pink there. That's with temperatures, those pockets that are very close to the freezing mark. Most areas, though, are just above freezing. Covington, though, at 32 degrees, so we may see a little icing situation on bridges and overpasses there. Even there, I think travel difficulties tonight will be held at a minimum because of the milder ground temperatures. Wind chill feels like it is 27 across the Lexington area now. When I come back in a little bit, we'll track that wintry mix and a whole lot of rain that shows up in your 7-day forecast.
He lost his leg in a crash, and now an eastern Kentucky man and his family are raising some questions about the guardrail his car hit.
In a WKYT investigation last week, we told you how Kentucky has hundreds of guardrails that a lawsuit claims are dangerous to drivers. The guardrail maker, Trinity Industries, has been sued. The lawsuit claims Trinity's guardrail head is faulty and can seriously injure or kill people in a crash. After our investigation aired, a Clay County family called us wanting to know if the guardrail a loved one hit was made by Trinity. Phil Pendleton has our top story at 11.
I guess for something to shape it.
A couple with a lot of hopes and dreams for their future.
We've only been married 4 months, and we had made all these plans.
Some of those were destinations, planning to get there in their brand new car.
We had just bought a Camaro, a 2014 Camaro 1LE.
But on November 14th,
Changed. I can't do nothing.
Chris Cavanaugh was on his way to pick up his daughter in London when he says he hit mud that had come off a tractor and slid into a guardrail. The guardrail literally impaled his car.
Went through the firewall, went on into where he was at. He seen it coming.
I knew it was gonna. If I didn't move, it was gonna kill me. I knew it was gonna come through here.
He lost his left leg.
Like 26 foot of it, I could tell.
Was laying over the
It went
hill.
through my leg.
And with a lot of physical and emotional scars.
And the brake pedal went through this foot. I got 3 broke ribs. I got 40 staples here.
Now he questions if the guardrail that didn't crumple was made by the same company being named in a federal lawsuit. He's not sure if the guardrail was made by Trinity Industries.
When it made impact with the car, it was supposed to have folded up.
Folded back like a bendy straw. And if it had done that, it would have stopped the car.
Instead, the Cavanaughs say the crash has stopped so many of the hopes and dreams they had for their future. In Clay County,
You don't know how your life can change.
Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
The Kavanaughs tell us they are taking legal action in hopes of recovering some of their losses.
Tonight, we're tracking the investigation into a deadly crash in Madison County. State police say the crash happened about 4 this afternoon on US 25, just south of Berea. Police say a trooper driving north noticed a BMW speeding in the opposite direction. Police say the trooper then turned around and moments later came upon the crash. Police say the car ran off the road and hit a tree. The coroner says the driver died at the scene, and he has been identified tonight as 18-year-old Richard Austin Tillery of Berea. Investigators think speed and wet roads played a role in the crash.
Tonight, Lexington police need your help finding two men they say are behind a home invasion. It happened around 3 this afternoon on Alice Drive near Georgetown Road. Lexington police say two men walked through an unlocked door, showed a pipe and a knife, and demanded money from the people inside. Police say the men also threatened to hurt a baby. Police say the robbers stole a large amount of money and drove off in a small light green SUV. At last check, police had not made any arrests. In Richmond, we're tracking the investigation into a violent shoplifting. On Saturday, Richmond police say two women left Kohl's with more than $900 in merchandise. When a store employee tried to stop them in the parking lot, police say one of the women hit the employee several times in the shoulder. Police say the two women then jumped into a white Ford Mustang with a blue racing stripe on it and drove off. Police have not made any arrests.
Tonight, police think that two gas station robberies in Georgetown could be connected. The first happened yesterday morning at a Shell station on East Main Street. Police say a man wearing a large jacket and a bandana over his face implied he had a weapon and stole money. Then 2 hours later, police say a Shell on Mary Lynn Drive was robbed. Police say it was similar to the first robbery, so they think the same person could be involved in both of them. They have not made any arrests.
Tonight, neighbors are remembering a man who died in a fire at his Whitley County home. That fire started last night along Highway 904 near Williamsburg. Investigators say 85-year-old Harold Carpenter was killed. Firefighters say it didn't take long to put out the fire, but it was too late to save Carpenter's life. Neighbors told us he lived alone. They say he was a kind person who will be missed.
I used to like going down there and chatting with him and whatever. He'd always want you to sit a spell.
Firefighters are still trying to figure out what caused the fire, but neighbors told us Carpenter was a smoker. Firefighters say they contained that fire to the bedroom.
Many of you may consider it an early Christmas gift. If you've filled up your car lately with gas, you probably noticed that gas prices have dropped dramatically the last few weeks. And drivers tell us it is a huge relief. Jerica Insko has the story new at 11.
These are the lowest gas prices we've seen in years, and drivers here in Lexington tell us that it's good timing since the holiday season has arrived. 'Tis the season for low gas prices.
I'm really excited to be able to save some money on gas.
Right now, the average price for a gallon of regular in the United States is $2.76, with a lower average of $2.70 in Kentucky. In Lexington, the prices are even cheaper than that.
I think I've seen them at like $2.50, something like that lately, so it's really good.
The average is down 23 cents a gallon compared to 1 month ago. And from this time last year, it's down more than double that, saving 53 cents on average.
I would, figure that it would kind of hit a lull in Thanksgiving and then bounce right back. But, we're seeing it hold for a little bit, so that's good to see.
With Christmas closing in on us, there's a lot of travel in the near future. So the less we pay at the pump, the more we could put under the tree.
Buy an extra Christmas present or maybe give back to those people who don't have anything.
And as of 10 p.m., drivers in Lexington are gassing up for around $2.60 and less. But the cheapest gas in Kentucky is not here. It's in Louisville for $2.50 a gallon. In Lexington, Jerica Insko, WKYT.
So, what has triggered the lower gas prices? Experts say prices for crude oil have fallen more than $30 a barrel since June. There's also been an increased supply of oil with no change in production. For the latest gas prices in your area, go to WKYT.com.
We want to thank all of you who helped pack our lobby today with donations for Mission of Hope. We held a collection drive to help less fortunate children in eastern Kentucky, and many of you stopped by our studios with toys, personal hygiene items, food, clothes, and other supplies. Those donations will be given to children for Christmas, and it's not too late to help.
These children are in need of things that we take for granted every single day. Things from like soap and body wash to toothbrushes, toothpaste, warm clothes.
You can make donations to Mission of Hope's Christmas drive through next Monday. Just look for the blue barrels at Chick-fil-A, Valvoline, Curves, and Pearson and Justice Dental.
A frightening day in West Virginia. Police looking for a man they say killed 4 people, but now that search has come to an end. The update in 10 minutes.
And then the death of an Eastern Kentucky pastor is under investigation, but those who knew him think a snake caused his death.
Follow WKYT online at WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Tonight, police say a man suspected of killing 4 people in West Virginia has been found dead.
Police think 39-year-old Jody Hunt took his own life. They say they found his body tonight in some woods near Morgantown. Police say Hunt killed 4 people in 3 separate shootings in the Morgantown area. Investigators are still trying to figure out what led to the shootings, but court records show one of the victims had filed a domestic violence case against Hunt last month.
Tonight, investigators are trying to figure out what caused the death of an Eastern Kentucky pastor during a church service. But people who know 52-year-old Woodrow Fields think he died after a snake bite. Fields was the pastor of Everett's Free Pentecostal Holiness Church in Harlan County. People who knew Fields say that snakes are handled during church services there. He died during Friday night's service.
I think that he done what he wanted to do, and I think he died the way he wanted to die because he stayed there, I think, in the church.
Now, investigators have not confirmed that a snake bite, in fact, killed Fields. The coroner is waiting on an autopsy report. Fields' family did not want to comment about his death.
A man faces charges tonight after a bizarre burglary at a Nelson County bank. Bardstown police say Ronald Newberry came to Lincoln National Bank around 5 this morning and tried to get service at the drive-through window, but the bank was closed. Police say Newberry then shot open a door to get into the building. Alarms went off and police showed up. Police say Newberry told them he wasn't at the bank to take anything.
He was adamant that he was there to trade his coins for cash.
Police say Newberry had other firearms in his car, and they say they found cocaine and more firearms at his home. Police charged Newberry with burglary. They say other charges are likely.
Tonight, many people in Lexington took time to remember those who have lost their lives to AIDS. December 1st is World AIDS Day. AIDS Volunteers Incorporated, or AVOL, organized a candlelight vigil tonight outside the Carnegie Center on 2nd Street.
It's remembering those we've lost, honoring those who are living with the disease today, and looking forward to hopefully the end of HIV/AIDS in our lifetime.
The CDC estimates about 35 million people are living with AIDS worldwide. The Fayette County Health Department also offered free HIV testing at different places around Lexington today. HIV is the virus that causes AIDS.
The Valley View Ferry will be going out of service tomorrow, so crews can put a new towboat into place. The new towboat, the John Craig II, is expected to arrive tomorrow afternoon. A federal grant program helped pay for the new boat. City leaders say the ferry will go out of service beginning at noon, so crews can connect the new boat to the car barge. The ferry will be closed until further notice. The ferry crosses the Kentucky River between Fayette and Madison County.